Okay, hello, and welcome back to another challenge video. This time I'm gonna be doing tier 2 weapons. Um, so I was actually kind of deciding on which perk to run, and I think Sharpshooter would probably be the best bet. One, I could right off the bat have the Artemis, and two, it is more cost effective when it comes to the budget. So this challenge itself is pretty much limited to only tier 2 weapons. So it'll be the Artemis, Bonebreaker, Dragon's Breath, Stormguard, Kunais, and then the Biomorphic Projector. Like previously with the tier 1 video, I am basically allowed to use anything. I did do a gadgetless run, but I ended up playing it on city streets, and I've already played it on city streets, so I don't know if I will be uploading that video, but this video will be coming out first because it is a tier
right here.
it is tier 1 weapons only. I will primarily only use the pistol to get rid of like shooting the cameras and stuff. So there's no real reason for me not to do that because that saves me ammo and it's just more convenient that way. So I'm not wasting ammo with the Artemis at all. So what I'm thinking for my build route, or it's basically my weapon choice, it's going to be interesting because I can just do the Artemis the whole time because it is just that good of a tier 2 weapon. But I will have to say that I will have to say that it is very, I don't want to say it's limited because we do have the Kunai, we do have the Stormguard, and we also have the Bonebreaker. So I'm going to be definitely swapping out this Acid Artemis for the force damage one because that one has the most the most attachments on it, and it's more effective to have than Acid at the moment because not that many Zeds are weak to Acid besides the ones that do have Zed tech on them, and that's very limited at the moment. Maybe I might go back and get it again, but I'll probably more focus on the force damage since it does have a higher DPS in terms of just raw damage. And force damage is fairly effective against basically everything.
Fire.
So, yeah. So, the second reason why I decided to go with the Sharpshooter for this challenge is primarily just to run a different perk, I guess, to say. Because, like, if I ran Commando every time, then obviously I do want to do this challenge with the Commando because it would be pretty... Hello? Okay, that took off my charge. I actually did want to run the Ninja because running the Bonebreaker with cut damage was actually pretty fun. But can't do that because we don't have the... none of my Kunais... Well, one, I'm not used to the Kunais. So I'd rather be more confident in my choices, weapon choices, because the Kunais are good. But they are going to be getting nerfed real soon, so I would rather not post a video of running tier 2 weapons and then, you know, the Kunais get nerfed and then like the videos be like, oh well, Kunais got nerfed, well that sucks.
Hey, I know
So,
someone out there needs armor.
I do want to be able to, you know, use other perks for these challenges. Like the no gadget stuff is pretty easy to do because you're just playing normal KF at that point, and it was pretty fun. And I think it was pretty fun, but I'm kind of mad at myself because I decided to run it on city streets again, and I completely forgot that I already played city streets with this challenge. So that's why I'm going with the Horzing Factory, because I think Horzing Factory is a pretty fun map by itself. I think it's more unique, but I would like to play R&D Lab more, but it's just not as optimized as it is at the time being, and I'm very, like, you know, iffy with it. Okay, I'm gonna kill this house. And with it being iffy, I was just like, I don't want to lose footage out of the blue just, you know, because for some reason R&D Labs decides to just destroy itself, you know? So, that's why. I didn't even know I killed the Scrape. I mean, I think it's pretty crazy that they decided to... What the heck? What is happening? What did I click? I think I clicked tab and something else. But basically, the Artemis is the primary weapon that's going to be carrying the entire waves. But obviously, I do want to grab a secondary to help with the Artemis's ammo. Because the Artemis is very ammo efficient. And that's what I love using it. I felt like this gun should have been a commando weapon. Just saying, but I mean, it's still good as it is with the sharpshooter. I mean, either way, like, you're still able to use it with other perks. So there's no real big deal for me about it. So if they give like the M14 is gonna be, I feel like the M14 might be the replacement Artemis. That is what I'm thinking, because obviously you could have the full auto receiver and it'll basically be like the FAL most likely. So I mean, that would be pretty cool, but obviously I don't know what to expect with the update as much as the next person, but I do want to, you know, just run tier 2 weapons. I think it might be probably a tier 3 weapon, not gonna lie, for the M14, because if they make the M14 a tier 2 weapon, then that just means it's just gonna be more, it will have to compete with the Artemis, and if it is a tier 2 weapon, then it will just basically either be, it will outshine the Artemis due to the full auto capability, or it will just be just another Artemis reskin, basically. And I'm pretty sure they don't want that to happen with the M14, because I feel like they want to try to make every gun feel unique to each other. So I guess we'll see what they plan on doing with the M14. Probably the other weapon I'm very excited about, but I'm probably going to be modding it very similar. Obviously, this will probably be very similar to the Artemis anyways, but we'll see. I mean, damage-wise, I'm pretty sure if it's going to be full auto, it's probably going to be tier 2 or 3, but I would hope it's a tier 3 so that the ESR has some sort of competition, because the ESR is kind of like, bleh. Oh, we can actually buy the Stormguard. That's actually pretty crazy. Force Ballistic. Wait, why do I have 2 of these? Huh? I am so confused. Why do I have 2? Let's run cut. Honestly, cut damage isn't an issue. It's just, you know, you're able to actually make use of it on the weaker Zeds anyway, since they are flesh based. So cut's a good all-rounder for everything. And I also can get stacks with this. Okay. Benefits, if you are using a ranged weapon with cut damage on it. So for instance, like if I'm using how I'm using Stormguard right now, you basically get increased damage, like 20% when you're aiming down sights, and it's very handy when you're running it on the Ninja, because the Ninja gains that bonus damage anyways while aiming down sights with ranged weapons. So And when you're running, you know, a sight, you do get a higher chance of doing critical hits, depending on the magnification of the gun. So it's very handy. So it kind of really makes you want to either think about what kind of sight you want to use. So obviously with the Commando, most of the guns don't have ACOGs. So you could run either the, what was the name of it? The Reflex or the Red Dot, which is, the Red Dot is this one, and then the Reflex is this sight. I don't know why they named it that way. It's very confusing because I thought this would have been the Red Dot, but this is considered the Reflex, and I'm just kind of like, why? Why did you guys change it up? It's so confusing to me. But yeah, I mean, that's basically the thing with the sights on some guns. Like, even though in my guide I specifically really said, like, you really want to prioritize just raw damage for now, because obviously DOSH gain on Hell on Earth is low. Like, I think on hard you get 14, and on Hell on Earth you get 11 per kill on clots. And so it is more handy that way to really focus more on, you know, cost effective, because if you're running like the G33, you want to make sure that gun is, you can buy that gun with your other perks, basically. And that's what I prioritize most of the time. Obviously with the Artemis, like, I could run this with any perk because it is a cheap alternative to anything else, to be honest. And it's just, you know, it's a tier 2 weapon anyway, so you do get benefits just for running like low ammo or low cost weapons anyways. But I mean, tier 2 weapons though, I mean, I feel like they're pretty fun. I mean, they're good in between if you're running it. Obviously, the Artemis is probably like the best out of them. But I'm probably going to switch up the Storm Guard for the Bone Breaker soon, or after this wave. Because if the Bone Breaker is, you know, handy, then it will be fun. I might just go with the cut one because obviously I don't know if I do want to test something out with the Bone Breaker. So my concern with the Bone Breaker is that it's going to run out of ammo fast compared to the Storm Guard, but we'll see. I mean, more pellets equals more damage, and it's like 300 per, like, if all pellets land, I'm assuming. So we'll go from there. Okay, so I guess all pellets don't really have to hit, it seems. Or all pellets don't really have to hit the target as long as I land it seems. Is that a husk? I thought I saw a husk. But yeah, I mean, tier 2 weapons, I mean, I think the only bad one is really the biomorphic projector. I don't know, maybe I'm just not using it right, but it seems it's supposed to be the heal thrower, but it's not the heal throw. It's like mattress discounter's heal thrower. Okay, hello.
Fly with me.
Oh, that's a husk. Oh, no, spray.
Se apagó el jueguito.
Okay. Okay, buddy. The Scrakes are weak to cut, so that's why I'm using cut damage as a alternative ammo type. That since I can't, you know, obviously I can't use the G33. Okay. Oh, he spawned right in front of me. How wonderful. That's a terrible spawn. Let's go this way. Throw another one.
Adiós.
I don't want Mr. Grabby Hands over here to get me. I think that should be all of them. Yeah, we got 9 left. Not bad. Okay. And plus, with the Bleed Affliction, it does count for the status, because it did say that if they have Bleed any status effect, you do get increased damage due to easy prey. So if they're bleeding, that's just more damage for you, or for the sharpshooter in general. So, you know, having a gun like the Bonebreaker to cause status effect, it's pretty handy. I can't see. What am I looking at? That's straight. Okay. Boss wave. I do want to use the. Well, I mean, I'm not using the medic gun, that's for sure. Armor locker open, and then we can start. That is not what I thought was going to be here. I did not expect the Chimera to be the boss. Okay, well, I mean, I didn't buy ammo. Uh-oh. Okay, where's the trader at? I thought I bought ammo. Alright, relax, buddy.
Muy fuerte el ruido, ¿eh?
Oh, he's affected by the freeze. I mean, the good thing with the sharpshooter's gadget, that since it is freeze damage, the Chimera is weak to it, so it's not a huge loss at the moment. I'm just curious how much damage this does. Not that much. For I think he's gonna be, yep. I don't think the 30% damage increase is effective, or not effective, goes onto the Bonebreaker. I did not realize that we just defeated him. Okay, well. Oh, tier 2 weapons. We used the Stormguard, the Acid Artemis, the Force Artemis, and the Bonebreaker. So I will show you guys the builds that I used. Acidic ammo, and then we have the enhanced foregrip. Now for the Force Artemis, obviously we have force damage, which is the armor piercing rounds. We have a laser sight, reflex sight, the lightweight mag, and the precision receiver. We went with the flechette rounds, the reflex sight, drum mag, and heavy frame receiver. So the cut one has the hollow point round, and then we went with a red dot, as you guys can see here, and then the heavy frame receiver. Here is the skills. Nothing really changed at all in terms of just leveling them up, but other than that, like, mainly all of my skills are the same since the Killing Floor 3 Hell on Earth guide. That was, I mean, it wasn't too challenging or as amazing as you would assume with, you know, with tier 1 weapons, but in my opinion it was, you know, still pretty fun since Sharpshooter could get the Artemis right off the bat. But yeah, that's basically it for this challenge video.